This is the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with your host, Vicki Davis. This is episode 779, Ending the School Year Well.
Thank you, Advancement Courses, for sponsoring today's show. Stay tuned at the end of the show for a special discount to save 15% on engaging and meaningful online professional development and to hear some of the top PD topics for teachers right now. So today we're talking with Alana Stanton about making the end of the school year count. Now, she is a first grade teacher in Oconee County. She's been teaching for 17 years, and she has also been on the show before, episode 623, Trust and Grace in the Classroom. But Alana, we are talking about how to end the school year well. What are some of those secrets, those things you plan so that, and especially this year, how are you going to end the school year well this year?
Thank you so much, Vicki, for having me on the show. So one thing that I always try to think of for the end of the year is I always think to make the end of the year sweeter than the beginning. And I love the quote from Muhammad Ali where he says, "Don't count down the days, but make the days count." And so as I'm ending the school year, I just try to really think of ways I can be present with my students and in the classroom.
And I want to point out that if you go, for example, on like a Disney cruise or anything Disney, one of their emphasis that they have is they say, people remember how you start and how you finish. You want to really make that beginning of school and that end of school sparkle in so many ways. So how are you going to do that?
So one thing that I always love to do each year, and especially towards the end, is I love to do class transformations. So I love to think of things that the kids would love to do and kind of theme my day toward that transformation. So for example, in April, I'll be doing a Candyland theme in my classroom. And so we'll play big board of Candyland in the classroom and the kids will be able to win candy, and I'll just do different themes for that throughout the day. I also love to do camp outs. And
tell us what a camp out is, because some people might not know.
So one thing I love to do is I always do something called Camp Tell a Story. And so I'll have the kids towards the end of the year, they'll use their writing skills and they will write a story and then they will share it with the class. And by a camp out, I mean, I'll take a tent and I'll put it in our classroom and I'll just transform the classroom into a little campground. Many of the times I'll have the kids help with that. The kids can help make animals and put them on the wall. And then we'll make s'mores together and we'll sit around a fake campfire and read our stories together. And the kids always love it. It's just such a fun time. They can relax and listen to the stories. We'll theme some of the lessons towards camping out that day. The class restaurant, where the kids create a restaurant and a theme, and they use math and different activities to make a restaurant, and then they'll be the servers to our students in our classroom, and it's a lot of fun. So I just really try to think of things that the students enjoy and try to bring that into the classroom with those class transformations.
Fun. So we've got themes, we've got classroom transformations, and we can go ahead and plan those and get ready for those. What else do you do?
So another thing I do throughout the year is I do something called Science Friday. I'd seen an educator on Twitter do Science Friday, and each Friday they either did a science demonstration, a science experiment, or a science STEM activity. And I decided to pick that up. And at the end of the year, the last week or two, I have all the students vote on their very favorite Science Fridays. And then we repeat the Science Fridays. For example, they love the Skittles demonstration where you take Skittles, put them around a plate and take warm water and just pour it onto the plate and the Skittles colors blend. And they just love things like that. So they get to relive some of those fun memories again. They love doing like catapults and making rockets. And so often those are the ones that we repeat again. And so I also just try to find things too that they love, STEM projects, STEM activities with Legos, or maybe making fidget spinners, things like that. So just trying to find their interests and doing some of the fun memories one more time, reliving it.
So describe the first time you realized how magical the end of the school year could be.
So I think for me, I always look at our students, and at the end of the year, we finally get to see all that soul pouring work that we did each day with our students. And it starts like pouring out of the students, and you start to see it pouring into others. I think for me, when I really start to see that magic, especially right now, just thinking of my class, is at recess, just watching them interact and play. For example, the past few weeks, students have been creating baseball games together and finding ways to make a baseball team, or playing football and jackpot together. And students who didn't always get along now are helping each other. We have a student that has special needs at our school. He's not in our classroom. And I had a student who had caught the ball today at jackpot, and instead of throwing it out to the other students, he came over and brought it to that child who cannot yet throw a football, but these students surround that child and help them. And so really just looking at the hearts of our students and just seeing all that work that we did and helped our students, and now they're pouring that out into others. And that's just such a magical thing to see.
So Elena, you've been teaching 17 years. If you could go back and talk to first year Elena about the end of the school year, what would you say to her?
The big thing that I would say to myself is that it's always our choice how we end our school year. So to make sure to leave on a high note and to make it fun and memorable. And then the next thing I would say to myself is put down the boxes, stop packing my room, put down the list that yes needs done. And if I do need to pick up the list, to spend time with your students. And by that, I mean, enjoy your students. When you get a chance, play with them, swing with them, eat lunch with them, and listen to what they're going to do over the summer. Draw with them when you get a chance. Just enjoy the moment with them. Give them extra hugs. Oftentimes at the end of the year, we're going to have students that misbehaviors might come out, because honestly, the routine of school is so beautiful for our students, and they're very smart. They know when the end of the year is coming that routine might be changed, and that champion they see every day, they're not going to see them every day over the summer. And so I try to remember that and just go day by day, but give them extra hugs, extra high fives, make a class handshake with them, so they know that we'll forever be their teacher. We just won't be their teacher in the classroom every day. But just spend some time with your students. And then something I love to do at the end of the year, and I've been doing this for years, is I create a memory book with my students. But the way I do it, I call it an exit interview, at least in my mind. I pull every student one by one, and I ask them 8 questions. What was your favorite thing this year? What did you enjoy the most? Who is your friend, and what memory do you have with them? And then I type each thing that they say down. And then I print each thing for them. Each page is one of the questions, and it has all their quotes and their names. And then I turn that into a memory book. But the special thing is as I'm sitting there and typing their answers, I get to hear what they enjoyed the most, which are always those times that we've spent together, Science Fridays, all those magical moments as well. But it's a good way to close out the year, and it kind of helps my heart start to let them go, because right around now is the time that they're really ready to fly. And so it makes you know that you did a job well done, that they're ready, and they've done, very well.
Well, you said 2 really super important things. One is do not pack that room up. I mean, just don't do it. You can actually feel it happen. Kids will all of a sudden start misbehaving. And I'm thinking, who started packing up their room? Because whoever did it, all the rest of the teachers feel it. So that's just one point. But the other thing is and there's a recent Edutopia article I'll link to in the show notes that looked at a lot of the research about truly life-changing teachers. Truly life-changing teachers survey their students. I do an anonymous survey and a focus group at the end of the year, every year. And it makes me such a better teacher. Friends of mine like Larry Ferlazzo do focus groups all the time, get feedback all the time. That's just so very important. So as we finish up, think about all the teachers out there. This has been another unusual year. I don't know what to say. It's just another one, but give everybody a pep talk about ending well, because some teachers are like, how am I even going to make it? And we just need in that encouragement.
So what I would say is remember your purpose. Remember why you became a teacher. Think back through your life at those teachers who made the biggest difference, that uplifted you, that encouraged you. They did not give up on you. And remember to be that teacher. Often they'll say be their favorite teacher, but really I believe be their champion. And don't just be the champion for your students in your class. Look around in the hallways at students who need that extra champion. And so enjoy every moment. And yes, it's hard. That's part of the reason we get those summers off, to reflect and just refresh, enjoy your kiddos. And then something I just love at the very, very end is I always pull my class over for a little huddle. We sing our class song. And for us, that's Count on Me by Bruno Mars. And we just kind of huddle around and sing it. And it's just so sweet. And then they run off and they either go play, or sometimes they get picked up by families. Do something just memorable at the end for you to just see those smiles of your kids before you leave.
Absolutely. Lots of great advice, Alana Stanton. And you've been doing this 17 years. You can tell having that end of the year, it can really be a fun time, a memorable time. And you don't want it to be like a crash test dummy hitting a wall. Like, you want to have memorable moments, and also respect that some students may not be looking forward to the summer. Some kids may be very sad. So there's a lot of different emotions. Some kids are talking about all their trips. So be aware, don't say, hey, everybody, where are you going? Not everybody's going somewhere. And some of those kids, their only campfire may be the campfire you build in your classroom. So making those memories is so important. Thank you, Alana. Advancement Courses is who I choose for my professional development. I love their courses because they're flexible with up to 6 months to complete, and you can receive graduate credit through CAEP and regionally accredited university partners or continuing education units that meet your state requirements. I recently shared 21 top PD topics for teachers at coolcatteacher.com/21. With over 280 courses to choose from, Advancement Courses offer subjects in everything from educator wellness to social emotional learning and more. After you pick your PD, use the code COOL15 to save 15% off when you sign up at Advancement Courses. I highly recommend Advancement Courses for your professional PD. And remember to use the code COOL15, that's COOL 15, to receive 15% off your purchase just for being a 10-Minute Teacher Show listener.
You've been listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. If you like this program, you can find more at coolcatteacher.com. If you wish to see more content by Vicki Davis, you can find her on Facebook and Twitter under Cool Cat Teacher. Thank you for listening.